Good evening and welcome to Channel 8 Sports and East Brunswick High School basketball. As we start the basketball season here, the 87-88 season, I'm John Meggiolaro with Jim Allinder. And Jim, tonight East Brunswick opens up with Woodbridge, first game of the season. And really, we don't know what to expect from this East Brunswick team. It's a different team this year.
That's correct, and I think inevitably comparisons are going to be made with this team versus the last year's team, which won the Greater Middlesex Conference Tournament. It's kind of unfair because this is a totally different team. You have 4 people graduating from last year's team, and Greg Berliner, Bill Zahn, Chris Ciato, and Chris Brill. And, of course, Mark Harmon, who was slated to be a starter this year, went down with an injury in the Madison Central football game, the state championship game. He had knee surgery. He's unavailable this year. So we have really a totally new cast, except for Brian Forte, who had a lot of extensive playing experience, especially towards the end of last year. And you'll find that tonight the Bears are going to count a lot on him. Got some good players, though, for this year's team.
Well, I think we're going to see, talking with Coach Knoppenberger, a switch here where last year there was a lot of power. I think this year is going to be a lot of speed. And as you said, some new faces, so it could be an interesting year.
Absolutely. I think we can look at the middle of East Brunswick to be perhaps the mystery with Larry Steenvoorden and Bernie Willis. But these are 2 quality players, and I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. They both stand about 6'4". Larry had a little playing time last year, not as extensive as the rest of the players. But Bernie is kind of like a finesse player, but he can get the job done, and he can jump. He's an excellent jumper. Steenvoorden is more of the bulky type of player, and he can bull his way through. Forte will be at one of the guards, along with Buzzy Landis and another guard. We all know Ramon Trent for his football prowess. He'll be at one of the forwards. And we're going to have just a nice cast of players this year. A lot of the media are picking East Brunswick to be somewhere near the middle of the pack of the GMC Red Division this year. Woodbridge, the team that we're seeing tonight, might be considered a dark horse, and our friends from J.P. Stevens, they have Rocky Bravado back and a couple of other players. They probably have to be considered the favorites in the Red Division. Within the county, East Brunswick at this point would have to be considered maybe about the 9th or 10th best team. So there's a lot for this team to prove this year, and I think tonight's going to be the night where everybody's going to watch, and we'll have a good gauge just to see exactly where they're going to be headed.
Okay, Jim. As I said at the top, this is the first game of the season for East Brunswick Bears, and they take on a very tough opponent in Woodbridge. And we'll be back in just a moment. All right, we're about ready to go, and Jim, maybe you can squeeze in the starting lineups.
Okay, for East Brunswick, 21, Buzzy Landis. Brian Forte is wearing number 32. Larry Steenvoorden is 45. Jumping at center at 54, Bernie Willis, and Sean Collins, 44.
And Woodbridge grabs possession, start this game off, and we should point out that a new rule, but I'll let Jimmy finish off with the lineups.
Okay, that's Buck Nelson, 44 inside. 22 with the ball, that's Jenkins.
And a tap in by Nelson.
Okay, Nelson we mentioned. Degnan's number 30, DeMaio's 24, and McLaughlin 33.
All right, the Bears pushing it up. First time in offense. A scramble, that should be a jump ball. Now it'll go to one side or the other. I don't know how they start this off here. Okay, it's been determined that it's going to go to East Brunswick.
East Brunswick ball, okay.
And they'll alternate each time on a jump ball. Forte underneath. Landis. Landis with the shot, and he hits.
And Buzzy Landis is probably going to be doing a lot of outside shooting. We're going to pick up, you see that stripe right there. That's the three-point line in National High School basketball. Three-point shooting will be allowed, as we see right there.
Wild shot by DeMaio, and Landis will push it up.
And that three-point line is close in.
Forte on the rebound. Back over to Landis. Brian takes the shot and hits, and East Brunswick's on top, 4-2.
And as far as whether or not it'll be a three-point play, the referee will raise his hand indicating 3 points.
McLaughlin hits, 3-point play. 5-4 now, the Barrons on top.
Right away, John, you can see that the complexion of the high school game is going to change with that 3-point play.
And a travel called against the Bears.
Woodbridge coming in with a 6-18 record last year, John.
Fine move, that's Nelson, I believe.
Degnan on the tap in.
Seven 4 Woodbridge. Forte from the corner, he's fouled.
And it was Degnan on the foul there.
Forte will go to the line.
Both teams a little bit tight, I would say. They're just feeling each other out.
Bryan shooting 2. 7-5 now, East Brunswick trails by 2. And Forte could put them within a point. And he does.
Well, Coach Frank Knoppenberger said that East Brunswick would do a lot of pressing and try to run the ball as much as possible. So you see the press here. Ooh.
And they call number
Turning it
22,
over.
Jenkins,
Yeah.
with turning the ball over.
Didn't hear that whistle. Interesting, Landis will be bringing the ball up. Steenvoorden was with him, and we had thought that Forte would be a guard, but it looks like he's going to be hanging back.
Forte, 3-pointer, off the iron. DeMeo trying to keep control of it. And Jenkins pulls it down. Jenkins slips, and the ball will go to Woodbridge on the jump ball. 5:27 to go here, first period. Woodbridge on top, 7-6. McLaughlin in and out. Good hustle. Good hustle by Bernie Willis.
And Bears with nice defense here.
Jenkins underneath, he's fouled, and the basket counts.
All right, they're going to call Collins on that foul. That's his first. And that's the first team foul for East Brunswick.
So Buck Jenkins at the line. Woodbridge with a 3-point lead, 9-6. Looking to add to that lead. And he does.
I'd be interested to see if the Bears can penetrate inside. So thus far, they've been shooting primarily from the outside.
Forte, no good. Saved by Willis. Steenvoorden. Bryan trying to penetrate in, off the rim. Nelson with the rebound.
And he's been the one that, Brian Forte has been the one that's been doing all the shooting for East Brunswick.
And another turnover by DeMeo this time. What we used to call palming the ball.
That's correct. Again, let's look for Willis and Collins inside. Right now, Jenkins and Nelson seem to be bottling up that middle.
Landis, a long shot. Foul will be called on McLaughlin.
And the foul's on McLaughlin.
So Buzzy Landis will go to the line to shoot 2. The Bears trailing 10-6. Landis hits the first.
Well, thus far the Bears are perfect from the line, 4 for 4. That was a bit of a problem last year, those foul shots.
DeMayo right up the middle. Can't do it. Good save by Steenvoorden. And it'll still be Woodbridge's ball.
And we're going to see Ramon Trent make his debut for 1987-88.
And Trent will come in for Collins.
Ramon, perhaps the fastest player on the team.
DeMayo looking. Nelson. And a 3-second violation called against Degnan.
And I have to say, Woodbridge is doing a rather nice job of keeping East Brunswick out of the inside.
Trent to Steenvoorden. And you're right, Jim, East Brunswick, everything's been on the perimeter. The Bears trail 10-8 with 3:32 to go in the period. Landis.
Landis showing confidence with that outside shot.
And he ties the score.
Well, Buzzy did have some varsity experience last year, and I think that's the thing that's going to hurt East Brunswick in the early going.
Jenkins. No. Fouled underneath his
probably on Forte.
Nelson. And you're right, Jim. Forte on Nelson.
Right. Was a good foul to take. Nelson had himself an open shot.
And a turnover. Landis looking for the break. Forte will take it right to the hoop. Off the glass, a little too hard. Steenvoorden, and he's fouled underneath by Degnan.
And that's the third team foul for Woodbridge. All right, Collins back in for Willis. Knoppenberger, the coach for East Brunswick, said he would not hesitate to do a lot of substituting tonight, and that'll be predicated on the running game that East Brunswick will be utilizing.
Steenvoorden misses the first. And misses the second. Trent trying to keep it alive. Number 20, Cadella's in now for Woodbridge. DeMayo is the playmaker, looking for Jenkins. Off his leg, and it goes to East Brunswick.
Good defensive play there by Steenvoorden, recovering. I think Woodbridge has a little advantage on the speed, John. They seem to be a little quicker.
And they seem to look to Jenkins underneath right away.
Oh, absolutely. They have an advantage there.
Forte. And they're going to call a foul against DeMayo, number 24.
Okay, that's 4 team fouls. So the next one will be a one-on-one situation. Okay, here comes, I believe, Kyle Tenora. Number 24, Kyle Tenora. He is a
junior.
5'11 junior, yes. 5'10 junior. Up from the junior varsity.
McLaughlin with the ball for Woodbridge. We're tied at 10 with 2:30 to go in the first period. Jenkins underneath. Nelson, nice pass from Jenkins. Woodbridge back on top, 12-10. Tenora bringing it up. Trent, first shot of the night, yes.
Nice touch. Very nice touch. And
McLaughlin.
if you can watch inside, Jenkins is trying to isolate against Steenvoorden.
Good
Another
defense
nice
by
play.
Steenvoorden. Here we go. Trent to the hoop. Just won't go in, but you saw the speed of Ramon Trent. McLaughlin now for the Barrons. We'll hand it off to DeMeo. Cadella. Pressure defense by the Bears. Shot by McLaughlin. Trent with the rebound. To Tenora. Oh, and he's traveled. Or they're going to call a foul. I thought they'd call a travel there.
That was a nice rebound by Ramon Trent and a nice pass. Got it out to Tenora on the outlet here. McLaughlin with his second foul. And we will have a one-on-one situation here. Well, this is a two-shot foul, I believe.
That's right, it's shooting foul. Okay. So Kyle Tenora at the line. We're tied at 12 with 1:24 to go. First period, East Brunswick Woodbridge. First game of the season for the Bears. And Tenora puts the Bears on top 13-12. East Brunswick again pressing, looking for the turnover. Woodbury, who's just entered the game, throws the ball away, and it'll be East Brunswick's ball.
And these are the type of errors that are going to haunt teams in the early going.
Landis saves it. Steenvoorden and Woodbury fighting on the floor. It should be East Brunswick's ball.
I believe they're calling a foul on Steenvoorden for that. Okay. Little disagreement on the part of Frank Knoppenberger.
Foul is on Steenvoorden. Woodbridge will inbound the ball with 1:02 to go in the period. Good defense by Trent. Willis will come in for Collins for the Bears.
And we're going to see this all evening. This shuffling in and out by East Brunswick.
Jenkins. He's going to put it up. In and out. Steenvoorden saves a pass to Tenora underneath. Back to Willis.
That was a nice execution right there. Good sequence for East Brunswick.
And the Bears on top by 4, 16-12 with 30 seconds to go, first period.
It's a good pass by Willis, outlet to Steenvoorden, who got it back to Tenora, back to Willis, and it was a good shot.
Woodbury blocked by Trent. They're going to call jump ball.
Great play. And East Brunswick ought to get the ball. Well, you see the athletic ability of Ramon Trent on that play. He gets up real high for his size. He's got tremendous speed. Okay, we have Keith Matuszewski coming in. Or, excuse me, I think that's Mark Matuszewski.
Yes, Mark.
Younger brother of Keith Matuszewski, who was a high scorer for East Brunswick a couple of years ago.
And I understand this young gentleman is their three-point specialist.
That's what we were told. Although looking at the line, John, I would say it doesn't take that much to shoot from three-point range.
Landis with the ball, 15 seconds. Bears probably hold out for the last shot in the period. Bears on top by 4, 16-12. 5, Trent with the shot. 4, that should do it. First period, Landis hits at the buzzer. And East Brunswick goes on top 18-12.
And a nice strong rush by the Bears in the latter part of the first period gives them a 6-point bulge. That's their biggest lead. Buzzy Landis, the high scorer, getting LSC, got 3 field goals and 2 foul shots for 8 points. And I would have to say the spark for East Brunswick, John, was when Ramon Trent ended the game for them.
I would agree. East Brunswick shooting on the perimeter. Trent comes in, adds a little speed. little tenacity there and change the game around a little bit. East Brunswick's on top by 6.
Exactly. We're looking around the gym tonight. A number of alumni are here, former basketball players. We saw Greg Berliner, the all-state player for East Brunswick last year. He's at Lehigh this year and has come back. I see Chris Ciato in the stands. He's at Princeton. Chris Brill is at Kane College, and Bill Zahn is at Johns Hopkins. And both he and Berliner are playing extensively. Also saw Tom Jaworski from 2 years ago. He's at Ithaca College, majoring in communications. So a nice showing. Everybody home for the holidays.
And we should point out, everyone being home, that we're missing one of our key members, and that's Phil Hill. Phil could not be with us, but hopefully he'll join us in the future on our basketball coverage. Anyway, we start the second period. DeMayo for Woodbridge brings it up. The Bears by 6. Looking underneath for McLaughlin, and he hits. Good pass from Nelson underneath. Landis and Tenora up front. There's Willis, no good. Woodbridge bringing it down quickly. They'll look for Jenkins. There he is.
Nice move to the bucket.
Jenkins, good block by Willis.
And a
good save.
Knoppenberger imploring his team to push the ball up.
Tenora at the key, won't go. Jenkins on the rebound. Nelson slows it down a little bit. DeMayo will take the shot at the foul line, hits. 18-16, East Brunswick by 2.
Woodbridge getting the first 2 buckets of the second period.
Jim, I think this is going to be the kind of game where back and forth all night.
Could be. Nice pass by Trent, but Willis was not looking for it.
Cadella will take the shot, blocked by Trent.
Again.
Jenkins with the save. He'll put it up. No good. Cadella, no good. Trent, everyone's touched it. 3 seconds in the lane, and a technical is going to be called on Nelson.
And a little too much to say. All right, I think on a technical foul, 2 shots are awarded. We'll have to check that. East Brunswick, regardless, will get the ball after this.
Nelson a little energized over the fact he was called for 3 seconds, threw the ball away.
And it is a 2-shot technical. I believe all technicals are 2-shot fouls, John.
And Landis misses the first.
East Brunswick yet to score in this period.
And Buzzy makes it 19-16, East Brunswick. And as you said, Jim, East Brunswick will take it out.
Collins.
Collins will come in for Willis.
Good job, Bernie, good job.
And Larry Steenvorden, 6'4", inbounding the ball. Playing a guard, if you will.
Oniszewski, no good.
And that wasn't really a good shot. It was a line drive. I don't think Mark was really set on that.
Jenkins. Foul called on Collins.
Nice movement by Jenkins. He has the ability to move to the basket, yet he can pull up with his body control and avoid the offensive foul.
And Jim, it appears that anytime Jenkins touches the ball, he's going to the hoop with it. 19-16. East Brunswick's lead is now cut to 2. Jenkins will have one more shot at it. And East Brunswick's lead cut to 1. 19-18. 5:53 to go here in the second period. Shot by Steenvoorden, yes. Off the pick from Willis. DeMayo to Jenkins. He'll take it. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Bears.
I'll have to be frank, John, I'm having trouble keeping up with the action. There's so many substitutes going on, players being shuffled in and out. Seems like every whistle.
Steenvoorden
Nice.
looking underneath for Trent. Lamont sees Landis open, cross court, Landis hits.
And Buzzy Landis, very accurate from the outside.
23-18 the Bears.
John, East Brunswick impressing me with its outside shooting tonight.
DeMayo forces one up. Landis with the rebound to Trent. Looking underneath for Mataseski, just a little bit too much.
And my photographer there in the picture, Bob Bruce, almost nailed with the ball. Bob, an excellent photographer with the Sentinel newspapers, a resident of East Brunswick.
East Brunswick pressing on defense. DeMayo trying to get rid of it. Looking underneath, there's Jenkins. Good pass from McLaughlin.
And Woodbridge hanging close.
23-20, East Brunswick. 4:30 to go, second period. Steenvoorden off. DeMayo, there's Jenkins. And he's fouled as well by Steenvoorden.
I thought that East Brunswick would be back in time to catch Jenkins, but that play showed the senior's athletic ability. He took the ball in mid-stride, went directly to the basket, and that's what the seniors do.
23-22 the Bears, but Jenkins is at the line. And a timeout called by East Brunswick.
Well, there's a number of statistics that Frank Knaubenberger put together for us, and if we can wade through these. Brian Forte, we had mentioned, is sitting on the bench right now, but last year he scored 214 points and averaged 6 points per game, so he was easily the most experienced player for East Brunswick this year. Last year had 148 assists, 6 per game, 67 rebounds. And by the way, congratulations to Brian for being named to the third team All-State by the Associated Press, which is quite an honor. That recognizes all players and all groups throughout the state of New Jersey. He was named first team All Greater Middlesex Conference. I don't think there was any surprise there. And Ramon Trent was also named third team Associated Press All-State.
All right, we have 4:20 to go before halftime. East Brunswick holding to a tenuous 1-point lead, 23-22, but Jenkins will go to the line for the Barrons. Jenkins is 6'5". Very lanky young man.
He really is. One wonders if he goes up against somebody with a little more weight, whether or not he's going to be pushed around in there.
And he misses. Still has it, though. Nice block by Willis. McLaughlin off the iron. He gets his own rebound. No good. And a foul called against Nelson.
They're going to call him coming over the top.
So the ball goes over to the Bears.
And I think we have a one-on-one situation, John. That was the 5th team foul for Woodbridge.
Willis at the line. You're right, Jim. It will be a one and one. Willis unable to convert. DeMayo on the drive. Dumps it off to Nelson, who scores. Nice pass.
Woodbridge starting to assert itself inside now. They definitely have the advantage with Nelson and Jenkins.
Woodbridge on top, 24-23, 3:40 to go. Trent, no good. Rebound by Degnan.
And I think you're seeing the difference between this year and last year's team with Greg Berliner and Bill Zahn, 2 6'7" players. East Brunswick would generally dominate the boards. That is not the case this year.
Degnan underneath. 26-23, the Barrons. 3:15 to go. Second period action from East Brunswick High School. Forte, short. Jenkins to Nelson. Won't go, but there's Degnan underneath.
And I would not be surprised if Nottenberger calls a timeout. The Bears are definitely getting beat inside.
28-23 Woodbridge. Trent, shot is blocked. And Collins will come in, and number 52, I don't know who that is, Jim.
We do not have him on our program, unfortunately. I would have to think that's Brett Charleston.
Yes, from...
He is a junior, 6'3".
Okay.
And Nottenberger obviously wants to bulk up inside.
Forte on a three-point attempt. Foul called underneath against Degnan.
And that's his third foul.
So with 2:33 to go, Charleston will go to the line. Bears down 28-23.
Well, it's still the first half, but these are important foul shots. I don't think the Bears can afford to get behind by too large of a deficit.
Charleston hits. See if they can capitalize on this bonus situation. Unable to do it. 28-24. Bears trailing by 4. 2:25 to go, second period. Jenkins inside, forces it up, but a tap in by Nelson. 30-24.
Woodbridge now controlling the offensive boards.
Landis, yes. Buzzy having a good night thus far.
Right, that was a three-pointer, was it not, John? No.
No. He was inside the line. McLaughlin won't go. Rebound by Collins. Landis. Forte off the rim. Jenkins will pull it down. Taken by Charleston. 2-on-2, 3-on-2. Forte looking underneath. And a block by Nelson.
And they're calling it a foul. Looked like a good block, John.
I'm a little surprised on that one.
So Sean Collins will go to the line. Sean is slimmed down this year. He lost about 15 pounds, not including the haircut.
Well, I'll tell you, the haircuts are really throwing me. I saw Greg Berliner with hair, didn't recognize him. And some of these kids this year without hair, I'm not recognizing.
Well, after an initial start of hitting some foul shots, the Bears have really gone cold. They're only 2 for 6.
Timeout Woodbridge.
In this period.
1:31 to go before half. East Brunswick trails 30-26.
I think, John, East Brunswick's going to have to find some way to counter Jenkins and Nelson inside. I think what's really hurting them is that once Jenkins or Nelson get the ball inside, they're somehow able to get a shot off, and they're also able to get the rebound. So they're going to have to box out. That's why they brought in Charleston, see what he could do. And Bernie Willis and Sean Collins are going to have to be a little more assertive also.
Well, Jimmy, one thing you have to be impressed with in terms of Nelson and Jenkins, and that is their ability to move without the ball. They're underneath, they're moving in and out, and then they're open. And there they are right under the basket. So there are a lot of hustle on their part.
Absolutely, and I think East Brunswick has really not been able to use the fast break to its advantage.
No, you're right.
Again, we're thinking of last year when that seemed to be the way it was for the Bears. So with this foul shot right here, this could bring them back to a 3-point deficit. Collins not scoring tonight.
Sean Collins at the line. Bonus situation. He's got it. We'll have one more.
I beg to differ with the officials, but Sean had missed the first shot before the timeout.
Before the timeout.
It was a 2-shot foul. Okay, they straightened that one out.
Well, they had me going. I was fooled. DeMayo looking. McLaughlin will bring it up. Jenkins looking around underneath for that ball. McLaughlin looking, calling for some help.
And the Bears are now in a zone.
There's the alley-oop to Jenkins.
Nice pass. That's to break that zone right there.
32-27 rather. Woodbridge. Trent, no good. 55 seconds before half.
He forced that shot, John.
McLaughlin pulls up, hits, and Woodbridge is hot.
Well, I think they feel confident now. East Brunswick, meanwhile, is simply just coming down the court and putting it up from outside range here.
34-27. The Barrons by 7. Shot by Charleston blocked.
And Jenkins is called on the foul.
On the hand, he hits him.
A little discussion among the Bears, I think, on the defense. Jenkins was open on that last shot.
Charleston missing.
And we have our first appearance of Dave Potter, number 50, coming into the game. Potter, of course, was a tight end on the football team this past year.
Add a little bulk, rather.
I would say so.
Charleston hits the second. 34-28. East Brunswick trailing by 6 with 30 seconds. East Brunswick in his zone.
And it's a collapsing zone.
Down to 13 seconds.
Oh, Woodbridge holding for 1.
McLaughlin, three-pointer, short. Potter, rebound.
Still time.
4 seconds,
Now.
needs to get rid of the ball. That'll be it. Trent with a long shot, no good.
Well,
And
John,
we'll go in at half. East Brunswick trailing 34-28.
I wanted to say, John, on that situation there, Dave Potter wasn't aware that there was only 5 seconds left in the quarter, and conceivably East Brunswick could have got a better shot off. But as it is, that 34-28 score, a little worrisome for East Brunswick because I think they're getting beat off the boards, and they're going to definitely have to make some adjustments there. I think that conceivably, if they can see what Potter can do, see if Willis and Sean Collins can stay inside, and they're also going to have to shoot better from the inside. They're relying too much on the outside shot, and that can only work for so long. So it's definitely some adjustments are going to have to be made.
And as we said, this is a relatively new team. We're seeing some young people here for the first time. And the first game of the season, that first game newness, if you will, getting out some of the jitters. A little off at the foul line where they need to improve. But they're still in this ball game, only trailing by 6 points at half. And they do have the firepower to keep up with Woodbridge.
Absolutely. I think Ramon Trent showed that if he can get hot, I think he can lead the Bears back. And I think Brian Forte is going to have to take have a little better shot selection also.
Yeah. Okay, we'll be back with second half action in just a moment. Well, as we get ready to start the second half at East Brunswick High School, you see Mrs. Frank Knoppenberger and their daughter.
All right, John, I have scoring totals for the first half. Buzzy Landis was the leading scorer for everybody with 11 points. And Brian Forte had 4 points. Steve Vorden and Willis each had 2. Trent had 2 on 1 bucket. And Sean Collins had 1 point. Brett Charleston off 2 foul shots had 2. Jenkins, not surprisingly, is the leading scorer with 10 points, but not far behind is Nelson with 9 points. Degnan had 6 points. DeMaio had 2, and McLaughlin had 7 points.
All right, East Brunswick with the ball to start this third period. Forte from outside, no good. Degnan with the rebound. 34-28 as we start the third period. Woodbridge on top. And a jump. And it'll go to Woodbridge.
Woodbridge ball. Should mention we have new scoreboards this year. John? Rather attractive. Easy to pick up.
Much easier for us.
Yeah.
And for the fans. That's off the glass. Forte can't control it, so they'll have to slow it down. Trent to Landis. Buzzy with the shot. He hits.
And boy, I'll tell you what, he's been really keeping East Brunswick in the game with his outside shooting. Another turnover, John.
Travel by Jenkins. So play a little sloppy here to start the third period. East Brunswick trails by 4, 34-30. And they have a chance here to cut the deficit by 2. Inside to Steenvoort, knocked away by Nelson.
And that's Woodbridge's quickness. Nelson able to tap that ball away every time East Brunswick tries to get it inside.
Forte forcing one up, but he's fouled by DeMaio. So Brian will go to the line, shoot 2.
DeMaio's first foul, I believe. Okay.
Well, we thought this would be a good one, Jim.
Yeah.
Brian hits the first.
I guess the problem I'm having, John, is we haven't seen the other teams play, and I'm just trying to determine whether or not the 2 teams that are playing tonight are among the better teams, or whether there are other teams that are better than East Brunswick and Woodbridge. We'll just have to see as we go along.
And one thing we have to do is move from the football field to the basketball court, make that transition and bring you the kind of action that you're accustomed to seeing.
Meanwhile, East Brunswick has narrowed the gap down to 2 points. They were down by 6 points, so.
Looking inside for Jenkins on that alley-oop. No good. Rebound by Willis.
Bears trying to run again.
There's Landis all alone. Puts it up and hits.
And hits. Buzzy Landis.
And we're tied at 34. 6:18 to go, third period. It's been back and forth. Woodbridge opened up a 6-point lead at half, but East Brunswick has come back to tie it now. DeMaio. No good. Jenkins. He'll add it. He'll add another basket.
Right, and that's Woodbridge again on the offensive boards. That's what Frank Knoppenberger is very concerned about.
Steenvoorden, and he's going to be called for traveling.
Ramon Trent a little quick on the pass. Larry was not expecting it and was caught with the quick 2-step.
Woodbridge by 2, 36-34. Looking for Nelson underneath. Off the glass, he puts it in.
Nice touch.
38-34, Woodbridge by 4 now. Forte will put it up, won't go.
Brian has a rather unorthodox shot. It's halfway between a pump and a jump.
And now Nelson's coming to life.
Woodbridge, 6 quick points.
40-34.
They have that 6-point lead again, John.
Trent will take the shot. Off the rim. Willis, no good. Degnan with the rebound. McLaughlin trying to push it up. He'll hand it off to DeMeo, to Jenkins. And McLaughlin will be called for traveling. Bears trailing by 6, 40-34. 4:30 to go, third period. Forte out to Trent.
And the Bears working the perimeter.
Brian will take the shot and hits.
It's the first field goal he had since the opening moments of the game.
There you go, Brian. Don't start falling.
40-36. Woodbridge by 4. Looking underneath, nice play by Forte.
And he'll have to pull up.
Woodbridge gets back quickly. Landis, Trent trying to move in, ball is stripped. McLaughlin is going to take it himself all the way. 42-36, Woodbridge. Again by 6. Forte hits.
He's a streak shooter for sure. When he feels the touch, he'll just let it go from any possible angle on the court. We'll be watching to see if he's going to try any three-point plays. We've only had one so far. That was McLaughlin early on in the game.
Turnover. Nope. East Brunswick unable to control it. Ball back to Woodbridge. They're ahead by 4. A steal by Willis to Landis. Landis pulls up and is fouled.
And we'll see who that's on. If that's McLaughlin, that will be his 3rd. And it is.
Timeout Woodbridge.
So Buzzy Landis is going to be going to the line, John. He already has 2 quick field goals in the 3rd quarter here to add to his 5 in the first half. So he has definitely been the shooting star, if there is such a player tonight for East Brunswick. Definitely has kept them in the ball game. And as you see Frank Knoppenberger on your screen there, as he always is, charting out a play. That's an old hand-me-down from Dud Ty. Dud Ty used to be a good one for that, for taking the old clipboard and writing out plays and that sort of thing. Knoppenberger was Dud Ty's assistant back in the 70s, John.
Oh, I remember.
And
East Brunswick down by 4, 42-38, with 2:49 to go in this period. And Jim, it seems as though Woodbridge is starting to look for Nelson a little bit, in addition to Jenkins.
Right, he shows his versatility. He has a nice touch off the board. By the way, before I forget, congratulations to East Brunswick's girls soccer players, Lisa Gagno and Lori Feller, for being named first-team All-State in the Newark Star Ledger, and for the state championship by the girls team, 2nd consecutive championship, coached by Lou Cosa.
Well-deserved honors for those young ladies. Okay, Buzzy Landis at the line. He'll shoot 2. East Brunswick now 39, Woodbridge 42. Lead is cut to 3. Buzzy can bring it within a basket. And he does.
And I'll tell you what, he's the most impressive player for East Brunswick that I've seen. Definitely the most improved player, John.
I would agree, Jim. There's Jenkins. Ooh, he gets away with one there. Degnan Rebound Willis. And Willis is starting to assert himself a little bit the second half.
Well, Woodbridge is not getting inside like it did in the early part of the third quarter.
Tipped away. East Brunswick will keep it. Forte looking for that open man. He'll dump it off to Landis. Take that three-point shot. No good. Bears trail by 2, 42-40. Woodbury blocked. Trent's got it.
He'll take it himself. Nope.
Can't control it. Steen, no, Forte's got it, and a foul is called on Woodbury.
And I don't think we're in the bonus situation quite yet.
So 2 minutes to go here in the third period. The Bears trail by 2, 42-40.
Could tie it up.
Trent
Whoa.
with a three-pointer off the rim. McLaughlin. Landis with the rebound.
Game of ebb and flow.
Trent. And he's fouled, I believe, by Nelson.
Right, that is his third. Fourth team foul. Interestingly, East Brunswick has no team fouls this quarter. So the next foul for Woodbridge will bring East Brunswick into the bonus situation, 1-on-1. Bears can afford to give up a few. Nobody in foul trouble, so to speak. Steve Warden has 2, Collins has 2. Degnan, I think we noted, has 3 fouls. McLaughlin has 3, and Nelson has 3. Excuse me, Nelson has 2 fouls.
Trent missing the first. Bears trail by 2, 42-40. 1:35 to go, third period. Lamont hits the second. Bears trail by a point as they continue to press.
That was almost an errant pass. And here's your press.
Jenkins. Nice move.
Nice move.
44-41, Woodbridge by 3.
Didn't penetrate, but simply just went to the side and put it up.
Turnover, nice steal by McLaughlin. Pass down court, broken up by Trent. 50 seconds to go, third period.
And Ramon looks a little winded to me, John. I don't think he's quite used to playing.
Woodbridge looking for that last shot of the period.
That they will.
Almost a 4-corner. Jenkins takes the jumper. No good. Steenborn with the rebound to Trent. 6 seconds. Willis dumps it off to Forte. 1 second. One second, 44-41. Bears trailing by 3.
And Mataseski goes into the game, and he's a three-point shooter, long distance, so you can see he's stationed on the right side there. Oh, and the Bears not quite able to put it in.
And East Brunswick actually had 6 men on the court. No one came off when Mataseski came on. 6 men.
Well, okay.
But that'll end the third period. East Brunswick trailing by 3, 44-41.
And they're not, certainly not out of it. I would say I was a little more concerned, John, at the end of the first half, simply because the Barrons of Woodbridge were starting to get inside on East Brunswick. Now I think it's a little bit more of an even game, and I think if the if the Bears can continue to push it up court as they had, I think they're going to get their shots. Landis seems to be the one that really is the one that they ought to go to.
Also, too, something I'm noticing, Jim, we'll see if it holds true, but Woodbridge doesn't look as conditioned as East Brunswick, and that may prove something in this fourth period, particularly if it's a close game and both teams are pressing one another.
Well, that's absolutely true. If conditioning is a fact, or excuse me, if one team is not in condition, it's definitely going to show in this fourth quarter. Of course, they could slow it down, too, but we'll have to see.
Okay, the last 8 minutes here at East Brunswick, this opening game of the 87-88 season, and the Bears trail by 3.
And I should mention that we're going to be looking at the wrestling team this year with coached by Stu Cohn, John Mooney, and Nick Malonis, and the girls team coached by Sal Picarillo. They're expecting to have good seasons. I think we should watch Kevin Maloney and as one of the players and also Walt Toto. He's another wrestler.
Trent off the iron. Rebound by Nelson. Our opening game here on Channel 8 in this winter season. Woodbridge content to move it around, looking for the open man.
Well, the Bears doing a nice job with their zone.
DeMeo, no good. Forte will bring it down.
I think they should look for the foul, John. Next foul is a bonus situation.
Inside, Steve Borden can't hold on to it. (44-41), the Bears trail by 3. Final period of action. This is Cadella to McLaughlin. There's McLaughlin inside, tied up, stolen by Collins. And kicked out by Landis.
Almost a turnover there.
Come on, defense, gotta want it this period. Come on. We're watching more. Let's go.
Jenkins, nice play by Steenvoort. He gets it back, throws it up, still has it, and is fouled underneath. They call no basket.
Well, let's see what we have here. Okay, the foul was on the way up. So East Brunswick with its first team foul. No shooting foul here, it looks like. I didn't get who that foul was on, John.
I think it was on Collins, 44, Jim.
Okay. That's his third.
Willis coming in now to replace Collins. DeMeo from outside, 3 points.
It's a big one.
Puts Woodbridge up by 6, 47-41. 6:25 to go in the game. Trent trying to get in, and he's fouled by Degnan, I believe, number 30.
Right, and that it will be his fourth foul.
So Ramon will go to the line to shoot 2. Try to cut this deficit.
And these are very important foul shots.
(47-42). Missing the second. Steve Warren with the rebound. He's tied up immediately by DeMeo. And it'll go to Woodbridge. Woodbridge by 5.
Call
Call a kick, yeah.
Woodbridge looking to get it inside. That was what made them successful the first time around.
Jenkins, McLaughlin will take the shot. 3-pointer, no good. And thrown away by Willis.
Well, 2 mistakes there. No reason for McLaughlin to be taking a 3-point shot. It's not a percentage shot. And East Brunswick looking to fast break, throws it away.
5:50 to go. The Bears trail by 5, 47-42. DeMayo will take it short. But there's Jenkins all by himself.
Got the tap.
49-42. Looking inside for Willis. Ball's thrown away. Fighting for the ball, Willis and DeMayo. And DeMayo's a scrappy little thing.
Sure is. He's called with the foul, and that'll be a 1-on-1. So Willis is going to go to the line. And again, these are important foul shots. I think that's the biggest lead. 7 points.
It is tonight.
Yeah.
49-42. And Jim, my sense is that East Brunswick's going to have to push it. They're going to have to
Yeah.
really try to move that ball inside now. 49-43. Willis cuts the Woodbridge lead to 6. Misses the second. East Brunswick's having a rough time at the line. DeMayo from 3. 3-point territory, no good.
And again, I'm a little mystified
I agree.
why they want to try 3-point shots.
4:55. Willis blocked by Nelson. Brunswick trailing by 6.
And Woodbridge doing a very nice job on defense.
Trent. No good. Rebound, Forte, and he's fouled underneath by DeMayo. No, they're calling jump.
They are calling a jump ball,
Okay.
and East Brunswick will get possession.
And Woodbridge will take a timeout with 4:38 to go in the game.
And I think it's a good timeout for Woodbridge to take because a couple of times they came down here and launched some bombs looking for a couple of quick 3-pointers, and it really, all they need to do is just continue to play the game that they've been doing, is getting the ball inside to Jenkins, Nelson, looking for the offensive rebound. They've been able to do that all evening. East Brunswick, meanwhile, is having a lot of its problems. They cannot rely on Buzzy Landis for the bulk of the shooting. They have not been successful in getting inside tonight, and they're going to have to try to find some combination here. Hopefully somebody besides Landis is going to emerge as a dependable scorer. I think Brian Forte was probably the one that everybody was looking for tonight, but Brian really hasn't had the best of games. I think he's still, again, in a transitional period. You mentioned that, of coming from football to basketball. He hasn't had all that much time to prepare for the season. And the same goes for Ramon Trent. I think Ramon looks a little uncomfortable out there. And as these guys get their wheels, I think it's what else is evident, John, is that they miss Mark Harmon.
Yeah. They need that stabilizing force, and also they need more time playing together.
Right.
Landis. Steam Warden underneath to Trent, blocked by Cadella, and they'll call a foul on him. And Jim, I believe East Brunswick's got to do that. They've got to force that ball there. They trail by 6, 49-43 with 4:32 to go in the game.
Well, to their advantage, if there is one at this point, is that they are, every time they go to the line, it's going to be at least for a 1-on-1. In and out.
In and out for Ramon. And that's kind of been the story of the night for East Brunswick at the line. Misses the second.
I would not be surprised to see foul shooting practice after the game tonight for East Brunswick. It's really been a dismal evening from the line.
49-43, Woodbridge by 6. McLaughlin hits. That's a big basket there.
I count 12 missed foul shots for the evening for East Brunswick.
51-43, Woodbridge.
And that's their biggest lead, 8 points.
Willis inside. Won't go. Foul on Nelson.
Should be his 4th.
And Jim, East Brunswick, I believe, goes into that Christmas tournament in, is it in Pennsylvania?
No, it's going to be in Trenton. McCorston
Trenton,
is in Trenton, and there's going to be some fantastic teams in that tournament. A couple from Maryland, a couple from Philadelphia. Missed foul shot, by the way.
And Forte is fouled. I believe it's Cadella, number 20.
So Brian will go to the line shooting 2.
.401 left in the game. Forte hits. 44-51 now. Woodbridge lead to 7. And another miss at the line for the Bears. And 3 seconds called against Woodbridge. So a break for East Brunswick.
They've been getting a lot of them this quarter. Really haven't been able to capitalize. You know, if they were just 50% on their foul shooting, this could be a tie game.
Landis, 3 points.
3-point
It's good.
play.
And Frank Knoppenberger wants timeout, and he'll get it. 51-47, East Brunswick trailing by 4 with 3:35 to go in the game.
Big bucket. You can see how that 3-point play just immediately changes the complexion of the game. Before, it was an 8-point lead. Forte was able to connect on one of his 2 foul shots. And now with this 3-pointer, it brings East Brunswick back to a 4-point deficit. With 3:35 left on the clock, John, there's certainly enough time now. Nelson in foul trouble for Woodbridge. I'm sure that he's going to be coming back into the game pretty soon. With him in the game, Woodbridge is definitely a different team. There's no doubt about it. Buck Jenkins is a quality ball player, and he's the leader. But that combination of Jenkins and Nelson is what really makes it click for Woodbridge.
Well, they're the 2 leaders for the Barrons, and you can see that. Players looking for him.
I was talking about the girls basketball team. Some of the players that we're going to watch this year are Kim Pryor and Kim Harding, Danielle Salamini, remember her, and Karen Flynn. So it should be an interesting year.
We look forward to it here at Channel 8 and to bringing those games to you during 1988. Here we go, 3:30 to go. 4th period, East Brunswick trailing by 4. And our pressing, Jenkins, he's got the room, and he's got the basket.
And he's got the touch. I have 18 points for him.
6-point lead again for Woodbridge. Forte is going to be called for traveling.
East Brunswick immediately will put on the press.
And no one's on Jenkins. Now they come up. There he is. He's by himself again. Nice move. Off the glass, no good. A good block by Willis, but they're going to call him.
3 straight offensive rebounds for Woodbridge. And that's been the story tonight. They have controlled the boards on their end of the court.
Collins will go in for the Bears. Willis will sit down. Jenkins looking to add to the Woodbridge lead. (54-47). The Barrons on top. Collins pulls it down. 2:50 to go.
And the Bears have got to move quickly, and they're going to have to start shooting from three-point range here.
Trent. Yes. 54-49. Clock ticking. 2:35 to go in the game. Jenkins comes right up. Good pass to Degnan. And he's fouled and the basket counts.
That was the way to push it up.
Foul against Steenvoorden. 56-49, Woodbridge.
Well, this Woodbridge team definitely that looks different from the typical ones that we've known. You have to go back to 1976 when Woodbridge won the Group State Championships, Group 4 State Championship.
57-49.
East Brunswick has to shoot.
Trent from three-point territory, off the rim. Degnan with the rebound, and a travel is called. East Brunswick will get it back. 2:09 left in the game, and it's not a good call for the Woodbridge fans.
No, they don't appreciate it.
(57-49).
The Bears have to
Forte, no good. DeMeo with the rebound. And Woodbridge will slow it down. Jenkins. Trent, the rebound to Forte. He'll take it from three-point territory, way short.
Not even close. Jenkins' basket hanging down here, but nobody sees him.
Nice steal by Forte.
He'll take it by himself.
And a good play by DeMeo, and they call a foul on him.
Seemed to have his hand on the ball.
Sure looked it. 1:30 to go. Woodbridge 57, East Brunswick 49.
And they seemingly have a comfortable lead, but you know, with the three-point play, it doesn't take much to get back into the ball game.
2 shots, you're back in it.
And I think this is a game that the Bears would like to forget from the foul line.
Forte misses both free throws. Down to 125. There's Jenkins. And he goes in, nice move, and hits the basket, and that may have sealed it. (59-49), Woodbridge by 10, and a foul is called on DeMeo.
So Nelson fouls out of the game, I believe. I'm sorry, that was on number 24. That was DeMeo.
DeMeo.
Yeah, okay. That's his 4th foul.
Woodbridge with a 10-point lead. Forte hits, he'll get another.
And unofficially, I have East Brunswick. There's a lot of fouls in this game, but I have them 17 for 33.
And he hits the second. East Brunswick trails by 8, 59-51, with 1:10 to go in the game. And a foul will be called on Brian Forte, I believe.
And that's all East Brunswick can do at this point is try to foul if they're not able to get the ball off the press, John.
Woodbridge will inbound it. Backcourt foul by Trent.
And that will be the 5th team foul for East Brunswick, which will bring Woodbridge to the line now. And unofficially, that's Trent's 2nd foul.
We have 1:06 to go in the game. And McLaughlin at the line for Woodbridge. And he misses. Willis with the rebound. Trent's got to get it up quick. Looking across for Landis, knocked out by Degnan. 1 minute left. And East Brunswick down by 8. Landis, Trent, 3-point territory. No good and out of bounds. It'll go over to Woodbridge. And a foul on Steenvoorden.
Yeah, this could be a slow finish here with the fouls. Steve Warden, that's his 4th foul, I believe. Frank Knoppenberger not about to give up the ship quite yet. This is a long uphill battle, though. 59-51.
Degnan misses, but it's put in by Jenkins.
Nice touch. 23 points for Jenkins.
Forte, 3 points, no good. Nelson. And no foul. Foul going on Forte. No, I'm sorry. Monaseski.
Okay. And really an unfortunate opening for East Brunswick. I think Woodbridge has borne out as a quality club. We thought that they would be among the better teams in the GMC Red Division. I think the jury's still out as to what type of team this is going to be when they go up against some of the better clubs in the county like Metuchen and St. Joe's. Of course, is going to be a force to reckon with, as well as J.P. Stevens. We may be seeing some of those teams this year, John. But with Buck Jenkins, I think they got themselves a leader, the type of player that Greg Berliner was for East Brunswick last year. You remember when the going got tough, they would always get the ball in.
And you see Jenkins there on your
exactly.
screen.
He's standing up there. He stands 6'5", according to the program. I'm not quite sure he is, but I think he more than makes up for that in his leaping ability. Just a real nice touch inside, and he has that good basketball sense. So yeah. It's been enjoyable watching him play tonight.
I've been impressed by him. 30 seconds to go in the game. East Brunswick trailing by 10, 61-51.
And East Brunswick, we see here, 21, I think Buzzy Landis is certainly the bright spot for the Bears this evening. We didn't know too much about whether Buzzy would be able to fit in. He was a seldom used player last year, but he's come on real nice. And also on your screen there, you see Mark Harmon with a crutch on his right. Mark was definitely missed tonight.
McLaughlin will go to the line for Woodbridge. And this will just be icing on the cake. (62-51). Jim, I've got to think this is a big win for Woodbridge.
Well, it is. I think any team that knocks off East Brunswick, you know, the Bears' record in the last couple of years has been 23-4 and 24-3. And a lot of those losses have come from out of the county. The Bears have been very successful within their division, winning the GMC Red Division 2 times in a row. And
Landis from 3-point, and he's got it. And a foul, Monteseschi. So, last 14 seconds.
so I have Landis with 23 points also.
Nice start for Buzzy Landis tonight. And someone's going to have to emerge as the leader of this team, and it may be Buzzy Landis.
Well, I think as we look down the schedule, East Brunswick are going to be playing such teams as Madison Central, Saraville, certainly, you know, not the type of challenge that Woodbridge offers tonight. It's kind of hard to put a handle on just exactly where this team's going to go this year. They do have some good players. There's no doubt about it.
Forte hits
Three-pointer.
a three-pointer, 64-57. And there's Nelson all by himself, and he stuffs it, a jam. And that'll be it. 66-57, Woodbridge.
Very satisfying win for East Brunswick, and to add insult to injury, Nelson stuffs the ball to conclude the game, and you see him there. He's rather elated. He showed some signs of playing well last year, but I think him and Jenkins are going to make Woodbridge a force to be reckoned with this year, John.
Well, Jim, with that kind of team speed that they have and the shooting ability of Jenkins and the hard-nosed determination of Nelson, they could be a team to reckon with in this GMC Red Division.
Exactly, and I think East Brunswick probably, as Frank Knottenberger's concerns about the lack of a dominant big man inside was very obvious tonight. I think a taller man such as Berliner or Zahn may have been a little bit of different story for the Bears and being able to shut down Jenkins. Jenkins really just had his own way tonight, being able to get inside. I think a lot of credit also should be given to the Barrons DeMaio for getting that ball. He directed the ball club rather nicely tonight. And, well, East Brunswick's just going to have to see what happens as they go along. Certainly not a bad club, but the foul shooting leaves a lot to be desired, and I think that's something that they're going to have to work on. It certainly would have made the game a lot closer tonight.
I think you're right, Jim. I think if there's one weakness that we saw tonight for East Brunswick, that was at the foul line. Yeah, they don't have some of the, the key ingredients that they had last year, but all in all, they came together fairly well. First game of the year, they played well. They have some good team speed. They don't have the big men, we know that. But I think they can more than make up for it with their hard-nosed determination and desire and speed.
Oh, yeah.
But that foul line can be the curse of any team, and tonight we saw that with East Brunswick.
I think we're going to see a lot more from this Bear team this year. They're going to certainly improve as the season goes on, as they get together and play more.
Sure. And we look forward to covering the rest of the games here at East Brunswick High School and also some girl games. But East Brunswick losing in their home opener, in the opener of their 1987-88 season.
Nice crowd here, by the way, tonight. A lot of the alumni home for the holiday season about to begin, and we're looking forward to a good season this year.
Okay, for Jim Allinder, I'm John Meggiolaro saying thanks for being with us and hope that you'll be with us the rest of this 87-88 season for not only basketball but wrestling as well here on Channel 8. So good night and thank you.